Ooh, throwback. Behold, the return of the countdown.
Say I'm all that you need. You've got a trick up your sleeve. You just keep rolling on and on. You keep on singing the same old song, but I know where you really belong. Wherever you roam, give it up, you're never alone. Give it up, wherever you roam, give it up, you're already home. You say you want to believe. You never get on your knees, no. You just keep rolling on and on. You keep on singing the same old song, but I know where you really belong. Give it up, wherever you roam. Give it up, you're never alone. Give it up, wherever you roam. Give it up, you're already home.
Greetings, salutations, felicitations, hesitations, live for the Palace of Glittering Delights, that is Walkley Ebenezer in Sheffield. Welcome on site, welcome online. If you're joining us for our regular third Saturday of the month hybrid on-site online event, or whether you are joining us for the first time, welcome. Feel free to join in with a kind of comment, the things to think about for comments, usually in the sort of the red banner bit going across the bottom there. Catch it. So yeah, but hopefully you feel this is a welcome space, a safe space for you, whoever and however and wherever you are. So hi Rachel, hi Isabel. Hope you're having a multitude of Rachels. Hi Rachel, cool, good to be with you. So yeah, whatever you're doing this Saturday, I hope it's good. So we have a special announcement, so stay tuned till the end. Honestly, it's not because it's tried to make sure that people stay till the end by putting the announcement there. It's just I need that long to remember to make sure I've said it by then. So yeah, so good to be with you, and just a reminder that whatever is going on for you, whatever you've experienced, whatever the other people have said about you, done to you, all those things that kind of impact our sense of self. Just please know that you are welcome here.
You're welcome here if you're she, he, we, or they. You're welcome here if you're gay, straight, or working it out. You're welcome here if you're in a relationship, single, divorced, or widowed. You are welcome here if you're inked, pierced, both, or neither.
You're welcome here if you're young.
or young at heart.
You're welcome here if your neurons like to be typical or like to be spicy. You're welcome here if you're more Christian than Colin from Witch Hazel or haven't got the whole faith thing yet.
You are welcome here if you're living on a prayer or could use a prayer right now. You are welcome here if you've got it all sorted or if you've got doubts. You are welcome here.
Indeed you are. So obviously doing it in the afternoon, so it's technically not night time, so therefore it's not necessarily complete a night ritual, but I didn't think of that until arriving here. So let's pretend that this is because it's the only time we're gathering today, it is towards the end of the end half of the day. So go with it. It's time to use our imagination. So let's just gather, acknowledge that it's really cool to be together, and that also we are in the presence of the all-parent, the universal force of love and hope and peace and all the stuff that we need and that the world needs right now. So particularly if you are out and about on a Saturday afternoon, somewhere very public, feel free to join in these words as loudly and as you can, and especially in the most sort of death metal-y kind of or screamo vocalization that you can muster, just for giggles. As moon rises, the sun slips sight, begins the ritual of this night, for those convinced their path is right. Gathered from north, south, east and west, yet called at another's behest, those treading the path that is left. From near and far, come as you are to this place and embrace this space as darker hue embraces you.
Good afternoon, Hugh.
Water, spirit, earth and fire, confessing the sins of empire, we come with our wounds and desire. Sensing that we are not alone, drawn to the flame that guides us home, for here you, me and yet to be. Importance and signs of these times, for the sake of all those maligned, is yet the home of the divine. This afternoon we've got some old stuff, got some new stuff, and got some special stuff. So really good just to sort of start by finding out how we are, particularly sharing if there's anything particularly that has rocked your world, rocked like socks in a tumble dryer since we last met or gathered. Stuff that's given you hope or joy. Perhaps it's something you're doing right now. Keep it clean. Just be good to hear how you are and share some positive stuff just to encourage us. And we can think about all the other stuff later on. But what is it that you are thankful for? What is it you're so thankful for that just saying thank you isn't enough? You need to say it in Old Norse, for it is more Viking, therefore more metal. That you want to say tusen tack for. Just feel free to post in a comment either on site. Well, not post a comment. You can if you want. Post a comment on site. Run towards us with a post-it note. The screaming hordes over there. Or drop us a Facebook comment or a YouTube comment. What are you thankful for? What's giving you hope and joy and just put you back in touch with who you're meant to be, who you were made to be?
roar. See the eagle, it soars, wind and rain, refresh once more. From fear, hope redefined, we will not be denied. For are we yet alive? Invoke the threefold name and rekindle the flame. Faith, hope and love may remain. The song shall stay the same. Like it's all gone too, shall we be downcast too? Or stand shield to shield, together in the field? We refuse to yield. Steadfastly holding the line, for love wins in eternity's time. We keep pressing forward until the last, and our cry shall be forever. Choose attack.
Indeed so. Cheers, Isabel. Choose attack for resting up, helping with the pain. Excellent. And sorry, I'm not laughing at your pain, but the irony. The character days with the shield of pain sword with Judas Priest. Yeah. You couldn't write it, could you? Especially sort of the last weekend before with your leg up and on your Afraid of Darkness, just like Ozzy on the meds. But I hope you are able to be as pain-free as possible, and that you are able to enjoy that tour as absolutely much as possible. And fair point, Kate. We need it, and certainly here there's been a lot of it here in up north in Sheffield. What's Manchester though? I suspect that probably has the most rain in the country anywhere in the UK. I think. All these Judas Priest kind of knobbly things. That's brilliant. Knobbly things? I don't mean knobbly things. I mean, what do I mean? Yes, painkillers. Brilliant. Nice. Excellent. Just apologies for any background noise. Screaming hordes, Vikings everywhere. I think we're pretty thankful that we can do this. This is cool. Good to be with you, and thank you for sharing what this day has made Yao say. Choose some time. So in a change to the not advertised program, doing things in a slightly different order. Change. It's pretty good to see, you know. Who says neurodivergent people can't embrace change? So where is it? I can't remember where I found it. So I thought I'd do the reading from the Bible. What is metal? The Metal Bible. So metal, it is made of papier. So you can read along in your metal Bible, you know it's time to turn the page. When Hill shouts, "Put the kettle on!" So here is the reading. So it's from Luke 38 to 42. It might be a reading you've heard before. It might not be, but it says this. As Jesus and the disciples continued on the way to Jerusalem, they came to a certain village where a woman named Martha welcomed him into her home. Her sister Mary sat at the Lord's feet listening to what he taught, but Martha was distracted by the big dinner she was preparing. She came to Jesus and said, "Lord, doesn't it seem unfair to you that my sister just sits here while I do all the work? Tell her to come and help me." But the Lord said to her, "My dear Martha," my dear Bilbo. No, he didn't say that. "My dear Martha," I don't know why he sounds like Ian McKellen. "You are worried and upset over all these details. There's only one thing worth being concerned about. Mary has discovered it and will not be taken away from her." So, yeah, I don't know if that's the first time you've heard that. It's I guess it's, for those who have ever kind of been to church or read, had Bible readings in church, it was one of those sort of readings that gets used quite a bit. Oh, this is cool. Yes. Yeah. So, I guess it describes different responses. And I wonder, so if Kate's a Martha, are you a Martha? Are you a Mary? Who do you identify as with? Are you somebody who likes to kind of do stuff? Are you somebody who likes just to kind of soak things in and able to leave behind those other kind of pressures that might be there in order to focus? And I don't think it's about one being right, one being wrong. I think it's something about diversity and valuing our differences in that. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you think to that reading. Anything that's familiar, anything that you notice different, if you heard it before. But yeah, particularly which kind of character you identify with, I guess. So please let us know in a comment on YouTube or Facebook. Are you a Mary or a Martha, and kind of why? Yeah, the why bit would be really helpful if it feels okay to share that. So, yeah, cheers for that, Kate. Aiming to be both Mary and Martha, having a balance of doing and being and reflecting. But yeah, I think different. I'll just chatting with people here, and the late former chair of the former Leeds district on a retreat once kind of talked about speaking to a Catholic and went, oh yeah, who the Catholic went, oh, Methodist, yes, you're the people who like doing things, and then sort of taking time to reflect and see what the all parent might be thinking and saying, and Catholics sort of do it the other way around and kind of start much more reflective. So maybe it's about kind of balance. Yes, the sort of Muller corner balance of perhaps opposite things. Cheers, Isabel. Most of your life, too busy to take the time to listen and to contemplate, and now allow yourself to think of spiritual things. I'm glad to report that you've changed. But yes, okay. Yeah, no, that's amazing. I was listening to, I think there's a podcast, might be the Rest is Politics podcast. It's interesting that both Rory Stewart and Alistair Campbell, who host it, I think Rory Stewart is a Christian, but certainly Alistair Campbell is exploring faith or spirituality and has a spiritual advisor. They were kind of talking about trying to spend time more being more reflective, and how that brings us. And I guess we live in a world where, Christians might call it prayer, Muslims might call it prayer, Jewish people might call it prayer, people of particular faiths, but actually this whole thing about mindfulness, isn't that just in all the stuff of life, whether it's social media, although we're grateful for social media because we can all be together, but in the sort of 24/7ness of all of that, actually trying to intentionally therefore go and spend time in a way reflecting, and however you do that, maybe it's sitting down listening to Jesus, kind of reading the Bible like Mary, maybe it's walking, painting, listening to particular sort of music. That's amazing to hear, to feel more balanced. That's cool. And is that kind of sense of balance, or the need, or the sense of a need to address that, Isabel, does that come from within you, or is that kind of advice from others? I guess I'm just saying it because I think reading this reading, I kind of pondered it through a sort of neurodivergent lens, which I'm learning to do more and more. Maybe that's me reflecting and kind of noticing things in different ways. So you read things from new experiences and information. So reading it, going, well, there's Mary, and she decides just to sit and listen to Jesus, and she gets a bit criticised by Martha, who's kind of blowing a gasket, getting all this stuff done without any help, which is a completely understandable response. I think anybody who perhaps has younger children, and you think either what's the point of trying to tidy everything, or just as you've tidied it, so it's just all that pressure. But kind of wondering, well, Mary sits there, is that because she sees that as the most important thing at that moment? She has different priorities, and that's not to say Martha's are wrong and Mary's are right, but it's just different. But also, what if Mary may have had a few kind of executive function challenges, that in the scheme of, guest arrives, and you're supposed to make them welcome in the context where you would wash their feet because it's all dusty outside and you're wearing sandals, and you offer them hospitality. Particularly in the Jewish faith, massive kind of, like the Sikh faith, a massive expression of love and care for others is hospitality. And Mary's like, well, no, but I want to do this. This is where my focus is. But equally, Martha wanting to do, perhaps, have to pick up that slack in order to offer that hospitality because Mary's doing her thing, but feeling a bit frustrated and overwhelmed, and maybe, equally could be kind of that sense of all this stuff to process and to manage, and it's just a bit much, and it'd be really good to have some help. So what happens? Is either one right? Is either one wrong? Is it about the balance, as kind of you're saying, Kate and Isabel? And I guess I was reflecting on it, kind of going, in our own lives, what are the things that we either feel overwhelmed by, and that we feel we have to do? The sense of perhaps pressure from others, from our own kind of upbringing and experience and values and norms of what is right, or our own challenges in terms of being able to make that judgment about what is right and what is the most appropriate or important thing. And perhaps, if you are somebody who lives with to-do lists, maybe you kind of, if you're like me, you write it all down, then get overwhelmed by the list, and you go, well, I don't know where to start, and then you end up starting with the most urgent, and that's not necessarily the most important. Like, go back to what you were saying, Isabel, that actually perhaps what is important is the Mary thing, and just intentionally take that time to focus and reflect, because all that list of stuff is going to be there when you go back to it, right? But maybe you go back to it in a different headspace or with a different energy and a different view, and some of those things that were challenging feel less challenging, or there's a clarity on what the most important thing on that list as well as the most urgent might be, and perhaps that perspective changes if we take time out just to step away and come back. But also, I don't know, if imagine if Mary is someone who struggles with her executive function, and so is kind of in her own little world of blissed out chilledness, and like what else around her is going and people tell her, like Martha does, come on, Jesus, back me up. I'd like to come and listen, but flipping sister here is doing nothing. And she's not helping me. So she Mary gets kind of criticised, and perhaps we've had experiences not just on things that either overwhelm us or take us away from the things that we'd love to do, that we feel feed us and are important in life because of all the stuff that we have to contend with and make sense of and process, but also the kind of, however justified, or not, the sort of criticisms and critiques and the words that people say, and the labels that people give us that, kind of start to define potentially our sense of self. So, hello. So, just whether people want to share any of that. And if you do, I guess, be interested, just an invitation. If you want to put a comment on YouTube or Twitter, and in the room here, I shall go and get my stones. But just if there's anything that you are feeling is in the way of you being able to do the Mary thing and sit and listen to God, or there's labels and words and criticisms that have hurt, that have impacted your sense of self, then just an invitation to acknowledge that and to lay that down, either acknowledging it through a comment, or in the room there are some stones, and we can make a little pile of stones of stuff that's kind of heavy and not in a core metal way, and we can lay those down. And the best of all, Jesus says, look, the most important thing actually is that I want to be in a relationship with you. I want to spend time with you. I want you to spend time with me. And so all that stuff, Jesus kind of takes it on himself, and we can therefore leave it and move on, and have that different perspective of being a child of God, of being a friend of Jesus. So if there's stuff that we need to lay down and let go of, the stuff that's hurt, the stuff that gets in the way, and as we do, whatever that represents, however you want to represent that, that's helpful. But also hearing from God, actually, in what ways is Jesus saying, just spend some time. Let's just spend some time.
As the light fades from sight, all is lost into darkest night. Sticks and stones, come
Yeah. So whether you want to lay some stones, whether you want to do some colouring, it's all good here. Well, equally, you can lay some stones and do some colouring at home as well. But yeah, just whatever it is that gets in the way of our relationship with each other. There's stuff that we've had that's, those words that have for whatever reason they've been spoken, that just kind of impact on our sense of who we are as children of God. An opportunity to let go and to leave those here, and to just respond to that invitation from Jesus, who just wants to spend time with you in whatever way and just hang out and just thinks you're awesome. So we lay those things down now.
The principalities and will to power, the worms from within my own darkest hour. I confess all the regrets and the regrets, the burdens and fears, the lament and the tears. I lay them down.
And as we do, I believe that the all-parent, the divine, the universal force of love and hope and justice comes running out to meet us, arms open wide, in the person of Jesus, the original long-haired bearded dude from Nazareth, saying, "Come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, even if you don't like Iron Maiden. But why wouldn't you? And I will give you rest. May rest and peace." And just that sense of being able to spend time with the Creator, who knows you, who sees you, who names you, and to whom you are of eternal cosmic value. May that be yours in whatever way you need it this day. So a chance to then celebrate, maybe again, if you are out in public, an invitation to join in as loudly as possible in this bit, and feel free to do it in the best sort of death metal or scream, but just that thing that no matter what other people have done in terms of criticising us or this, that and the other, or that we struggle to kind of go, well, maybe I made the wrong decision listening to Jesus instead of helping my sister in the kitchen, or I've got a cross in the kitchen because I haven't been kind of spending time with Jesus like I wanted to be, and I feel woo about my sister. Whatever it is that gets in the way, nothing changes the fundamental eternal truth that we are children of the divine, of the all parent of God. So all together now.
One night of the highest king, oh, will welcome me. I was lost, but he brought me in. Oh, his love for me. Oh, his love for me. Who the sun sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God, yes I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God, yes I am. Free at last he has ransomed me, oh his grace runs deep. While I was still a slave to sin, Jesus died for me. Yes, he died for me. Who the Son sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God, yes I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God, yes I am. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am. The sun sets free, all is free indeed. I'm a child of God, yes I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God, yes I am.
Indeed so. As we think about, I guess, that fact that Jesus just wants to hang out with us and have that relationship with us and offer us peace and hope, and that balance that Isabel was on about between all the doing and all of the stress and impact and the external pressures of some of that, and especially when you look at the stuff in the world. But actually, I guess having that different perspective, we start to think about other people, not just kind of, hanging out and feeling great for ourselves. So if there's anything that people want to bring as and for prayer, as our offering to the All Parent this evening, feel free to shout it out in here, or to write it on a comment on YouTube or Twitter. It's just time to think about that, the things we bring as and for prayer this evening. Indeed so. Yeah.
Stay with me. Pray for me. Arms open wide, with pierced side. Within defeat, inner peace, eternal release. When striving
crown of thorns for all my scorn. I feel your breath as you love me to death.
Thank you all. Isabel, praying particularly this week for the Christian communities who are under attack in the world. The strike from Israel, that the only Catholic church in Gaza, and the two ladies who were sadly killed there. And I cannot begin to imagine and just think of so as a Methodist church, Dave Hardman particularly, as the Methodist representative of this particular denomination in that area as well. Praying with and for C after their operation, and for family recovering from ill health and in treatment. And just, for those places in the world where there is conflict, where, again, just those competing priorities of who's right, of all of that just gets in the way of perhaps the fact we are part of one human race, each made in God's image, each carrying the divine within us, and just for a change in perspective. So we make our offering for this night to the All-Parent. And you might want to join in with these words. You might want to just kind of be silent. You might just want to scream. You might want to whatever. It's deep calling to deep. And the divine knows it's in here. It's that deep calling to deep thing. So our offering to the All-Parent.
To the one in whom all people and all creation have their being, may your kingdom come, your will be done, as above, so below. Sustain us for this day. Show us grace as we seek to show grace to those we feel have wronged us. Save us from the worst that is within us and within this world. For the kingdom, the power and the glory are yours, now and forever. Amen.
Praying too with and for Jackie and Graham and health issues. Don't worry, this special announcement, it is coming, all right? It is coming, I promise. There's just so much prayer going on here. It's brilliant. As well as praying for things, but also giving thanks at Choose and Tacking for healing, particularly for Jensen's ear. So that's wonderful. So thank you. Sorry, I'm just looking because I've got all the stuff in front of me and I'm trying to work out. I've put it in a special order and I've confused myself, which is unsurprising, is it, anybody? No, it's not. No, it's not. One day, a professional will be doing this. Until then, never mind. And now, an announcement. So, as you know, we've been kind of doing this for a few years, and it's great to be part of, I guess, a community and the way that that's kind of grown, and to hear from people, and to be with people and to meet different people and to find a space in which hopefully people feel accepted just as they are in all their awesomeness, uniqueness, and the fact the world is a better place for you being in it, even if perhaps we've not always felt welcome in particular spaces, including places of faith. So the announcement, I think people know that I'm a presbyter minister in the Methodist Church, and so very grateful to have some of my time available to do this, and very grateful to the Methodist Church for giving us some initial funding to kind of develop further, but the provision of that is to get going, and the aim is that it needs to be kind of self-supporting or self-sustaining going forward. And so we are this afternoon launching a Ko-fi. Why are you drinking tea? All right, Hild, it's just a coffee. We had a Yorkshire tea earlier. I can show you. There is a box of Yorkshire tea here, Hild. So St Hild of Yorkshire not very happy. But see. Oh, do you want me to do it, Hild? Yeah, do it. Do my thing. All right, Hild. If you're near a kitchen, please go and get a teapot or a cup of tea. Just make sure there's no hole in the bottom because you'll get wet. It is time to dust off the holy teapot and raise high the tea bag of righteousness. The tea bag we share, the tea bag we break, is a sharing in the brew of Hild. The tea of Hild, poured out for you and for many. Anyway, I'm going to get the sack. Oh dear. Yes. So, but I mean, other beverages are available. We're a very inclusive space. So a Ko-fi, not a. You see, Hild, it wasn't a coffee; it was a Ko-fi. And what is a Ko-fi? I hear you crying. So I shall tell you, shall I? Yeah. In an element of technology that I should have tested before this moment in time, this one? No. That one? No. This one? Yes. This one? Yes. Okay. So hopefully you are about to see, for the first time, the Metal Methodist Ko-fi. So it's Ko-Fi. Fi. Pardon? Oh, Fi. Sorry. Thought we got hectares in again. Why is it not sharing? Share. Oh, this was going to be. Oh dear me! It's just like comic relief, but without the comedy. Wait. Tea update. Drinking a cup of Yorkshire tea as we speak. Well, skål. No, you actually don't need to drink any coffee. Wash your mouth out. I'm drinking coffee. Right, I'm going to try this again. Share, yes. Share a screen, yes. Yes. Share that one. I don't know why it's. No, it doesn't want me to do it. Share. No. Oh well. So, if you go to www.ko-fi.com, /Metal Methodist, Kate's shared the link. The road crew has shared the link. There it is. Brilliant. So basically, I mean, we've had a Patreon for a while, but essentially Ko-fi, for example, Witch Hazel, did you know? You can support Witch Hazel through their fan club. Pardon me, on Ko-fi. That's the tea coming up. So it's kind of it's not a fan club because it's fine to be fans of Hild and fans of Jesus, but it's a way of kind of being part of the community. It's a way of, if you want to and choose to, being part of us enabling to keep going and to develop new things. So people will have seen, if we've been out at Cliff Fest, we had a banner so people could find us. We took some of things with a QR code so you can find information and use the videos and the liturgy at metalmethodist.co.uk, and the Facebook group. It has the prayer to the all parent on the back as well. It's paid for things like microphones that break, and it's just ways of basically trying to fund kind of this happening and trying to make that sustainable. And it's totally fine. It's totally fine if you think that's something that we shouldn't be asking for, or that you don't feel able to support. It's absolutely fine. There is no pressure or expectation. It might be that for those who go to kind of on-site places of worship, quite often there's a thing to tap, or you get a kind of offshoot plate going around that just helps the work of that church. So there are different ways of supporting. If you're interested at looking at our Ko-fi, there is a buy Hild and a cup of Yorkshire tea. So you can make just a one-off, kind of chuck some money in, £2 if that's helpful. If you do that once, you can do that many times, whichever. There are then different tiers for level of support. So, and again, within on-site churches, people give regularly. So it's that's the model we're kind of trying to aim for. But again, if people feel this is helpful, it connects with you, and you want to support it, it's purely about that kind of basis. So for a £5 a month, can I give you sort of updates on things that we're doing, so you can see how we're kind of using any of the resources that we get, but also a chance to catch up with people in the community on Zoom. So not as well as via live streams. So nothing is being taken away. It's not going behind paywalls or anything. Just a chance to be together as community. £10, you get all of that, and you get a copy of an ebook, which is basically the collected liturgy that we use in the videos and things, and you'll get any updates of liturgy and words going forward as well. And that's been put together by Kate, the road crew. But again, those videos, we use them every week, so you can still see them and use them if you don't want to kind of offer regular support, and they are available to use at any time of the day and night at mentalmethodist.co.uk, or for £15 you get all of that, and a kind of monthly Bible study via email that kind of shares the collective wisdom, not of me, not even the theology department, Patrick Stonehewer, or Nigel Harding, or Tim Baker, or even the Right Reverend Bishop Wayne Grewcock. Just simply the readings that we've used here in our discussion, and the comments that you share, the way we've kind of reflected together, and insights that people have had. So we've kind of collected those together, and we kind of want to share that back with people as we continue to learn from each other. And then for £20, you get all of that, and a Hills Hero limited edition. Well, not limited edition, it is exclusive. This is bit exclusive, but a Hills Hero t-shirt for kind of community members. But again, if you want to buy a Metal Methodist t-shirt, you can do that via the QR codes and by the posts that Kate puts out. And again, they're changed and redesigned quite often. But again, it's about saying we belong to a community. It's about saying I value this, I'd like to support it, if that's the case for you, and no worries if not. It's also a way of, with t-shirts and things, just kind of perhaps showing with other people, perhaps through the book as well, just being able to share something, if you find it helpful, sharing that with other people who also might find it helpful. So I encourage you to go and have a look at www.ko-fi, so ko-fi.com, Metal Methodist, and sign up if that is something that kind of speaks to you and feels okay for you. And in the meantime, it means it won't disappear if no one does, but it kind of the long-termness of it helps us kind of be able to do a bit more. And with very chuffed that we're going back to 3 Generate this year, for not just one, no, not just, well, yeah, 2 hours. So we'll be in the sound studio, a chance to do something creative. We're going to create something together, and we'll share that more widely after 3 Generate. So again, the support for things like equipment and licenses that allow us to do all this stuff, and to go to events like Cliff College and Cliff Fest, and other churches. Had an email from somebody asking us to go to their church the other day, so that's really helpful. And if you want us to come to you, we will. So all of that just helps us to keep doing what we're doing for as long as people find it helpful. So I think that's the end of the notices. Yeah. I guess as we kind of come into land, just want to remind us that whoever you are, whatever you've experienced, because of who you are and how you are and the way you look or the way you present, the way you identify, whatever it is, that actually you belong. You belong here, and you belong as a child of God.
the deepest sea. Nothing can separate you from me. Not the lies that tied you for so long. Now this is your story. This is your song. The highest mountain, the deepest sea. Nothing can separate you from me. Not the lies that tied you for so long. Now this is your story, and this is your song. This is our story, this is our song. We belong. This is our story, this is our song. We belong. This is our story, this is our song. We belong.
Indeed so. So just before we come to our final bit, invite us to share in these words, particularly thinking if they're, coming up to holidays and people who are traveling, whether it's on abroad, whether it's on planes or trains or automobiles. There's a film in there somewhere. I'm just thinking about those who are literally risking their lives in the hope of something that feels more just and hopeful. That wherever we are in all of this creation, that the promise is that one day there is the healing of the nations for all.
May the peace of the All-Parent be ours this night, and with all people and all creation in the time that is to come.
Just before we've got one more song, and then some swaying, but we have our first coloured in, St Hilda of Whitby in her Metal Methodist biker's jacket. We hold this sort of, this is my effort, and I haven't tried. Can I show people? Is that all right? On a camera, so you might see it up there in a minute. You might see it, yeah. So look at this. This is beautifully coloured in. If you make it go big, everyone in the room can see it. Whoa! That's really good. That's really good. It's beautiful. Thank you for doing that. That's beautiful. So, thank you for being together. Invite us to, stand, sit down, lie down for our final hymn. So, John Wesley, founder of Methodist movement, kind of decided that he wanted to go to where people were, the people who haven't heard that they're loved and valued and included and welcomed. And people had a go in for it. And they had this thing that he would go out into fields instead of into churches. And it was quite radical at the time. And he said, I submitted to be more vile. And that's kind of, I guess, part of what we try to do at Methodist Church is to go to the places and just accept that in all our diversity, we are part of God's creation, part of God's family. Even if others decide that actually that's vile or whatever, but we carry all of that because actually we do belong. And whatever it is, we thought earlier on about the stuff that gets in the way of our relationship with the divine, with each other, with creation, and that actually we can be set free from that. And nobody is beyond that amazing grace. There's a song in there as well, but it isn't this one. So in true metal style, let us absolutely murder this classic Wesley hymn.
In the Savior's blood, died he for me who caused his pain, for me who him to death pursued. An amazing love, how can it be that thou, my God, shouldst die for me? Amazing love, how can it be that thou, my God, shouldst die for me? 'Tis a mystery, all the mortal dies. Who can explore his strange design? In vain the firstborn seraph tries to of love divine. 'Tis mercy all let earth adore. Let angel minds inquire no more. 'Tis mercy all let earth adore. Let angel minds inquire no more. He left his father's throne above, so free, so infinite his grace. Emptied himself of all but love, and bled for Adam's helpless race. 'Tis mercy all immense and free, for oh my God, it found out me. 'Tis mercy all immense and free, for oh my God, it found out me. Spirit lay fast bound in sin and nature's night. By night diffuse the quickening ray. I woke the dungeon flamed with light. My chains fell off, my heart was free, and I rose when forth. Follow thee, my chains fell off, my heart was free. I rose when forth and followed thee. No condemnation now I dread, Jesus and all in Him is mine. Alive in Him I live in head, and clothed in righteousness divine. Bold I approach the eternal throne, and claim the crown through Christ my own. Bold I approach the eternal throne, and claim the crown through Christ my own. Bold I approach the eternal throne, and claim the crown through Christ my own.
Dude, we've been breakdancing and headbanging and air guitaring here. Oh yeah. And thank you to our first Ko-fi subscriber. That's amazing. I can play it tomorrow at St Paul's in Drodfield. I could do that. I had chosen it and asked him, so we could do that version. Maybe the last time that I'm there as minister of St Paul's Drodfield, if I do. But we'll give it a go. I don't know. People might like it. But seriously, people, thank you for being together on site. Thank you for colouring in. Thank you for jumping around. Thank you for posting. Thank you for just being you. And thank you that the world has hope and love in it because you're in it. And so, if you've been at gigs and there's a bit where we kind of, whilst Bruce Dickinson might be kind of telling us to scream, there's also a bit with a sort of acoustic bit, and just kind of bring it down because we're going to go into whatever comes next for us this day until we meet again. But whatever it is, whatever we face it together. And best of all, God is with us. So feel free to, especially on public transport, but not blinding oncoming traffic, to, this is brilliant, I love it. For this we were born. To get your phone out, but not to obstruct oncoming traffic, and to sway. So, this microphone doesn't do anything. I'm literally pretending, all right? Here we go. Yeah, so until we meet again, and there will be a next time, as Mr. Joe Elliott from Def Leppard says, after every gig. And there will be. So thank you for being you. And you are awesomely and wonderfully made. And yeah, thank God for you. So until next time, and there will be a next time. Just I don't want sway with me, little complain. Sway with me, little comp. We're waving flowers and all sorts. It's wonderful. So, yeah, take care, everyone. Have a good rest of the day. And join us each day. There's mosh pits going on with posts at different times today, just to keep in touch with each other. Yeah, feel free to let us know how you're doing during the week and to encourage each other with 3 cups of Hills already. Thank you. No cups of Hild. 3 cups for Hild. Thank you, everybody. That's really kind of, yeah, just humbling and really encouraging, and yeah, really grateful. And thank you. And yeah, see you in posts and comments. And if not, see you Friday at 6 o'clock for our stream. So we'll confirm where we are. But yeah, each third Saturday we gather like this, not in August, but in September, where we hope to have some more good news about a particular place we might be able to be a bit more regularly that has it could not be better for access from public transport. But looking at a venue where we are in the heart of the city, where you can literally just walk past and drop in. So be awesome in September. But until then, shut up, James. Yeah, shut up. All right, Hild. Take care. Bye. 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 I keep pressing the button. Is it ended? Are you still there? Is there anybody there? Is there anybody in there?